Hey loves, it's Jama here. Welcome back to my channel. In this video we are going to be making this plunging neckline, this plunging yoke or neckline, and it has a turtleneck also. So some people have been sending it on Instagram and I decided to make a video on it. Now I'm using an Ankara and you can see the color of the net that I use. You guys must have seen this particular Ankara a lot of times on my page. I just love the prints on the Ankara. So we are going to do our pattern drafting first of all. Then after the pattern drafting, we are going to join and then turn. This is a back pattern. I'm using just a normal back pattern for this tutorial. Then for the front, I will use a princess dart. The only thing before drafting your princess dart, just make sure that your paper is on fold. You can see my paper right now, and I marked long lines. So make sure that the front part is on fold. If you are drafting your pattern, make sure that the front part is on fold. It is very important. So after folding that paper, you will mark your chest line, you will mark your bust point, you will label your under bust, you will label your half length, and then your allowance. My half length is 16 and my allowance is 18. Now you can go ahead and draft your princess dart. I'm not going to be showing that. I have a detailed princess dart video on my page already. So for the neckline, let me just show you guys. In the neckline, I am using 2.7 by 3. The width is 2.7, the depth is 3 inches. Then you can now go ahead and draft your princess dart. After marking my princess dart, I will cut out my neckline, and then I added a bust dart to this princess dart. I used 1 inch for my bust dart, so I will cut off the center dart and then I will close my side dart. Now after cutting out the center dart, I will close the side dart. I took out 1 inch at the side dart. This is really important, so I will cut out my side dart, and I also added my seam allowance to this pattern paper. So this paper is on fold, I hope you know. So if you open it up, you have 2 pieces. I'll go ahead and close the side dart of each of them. This is really important. It will give this plunging neckline a very fine finishing. Then I'll go ahead and close. I'm using this masking tape to close. So I am done closing this particular one, and I'll go ahead and close the other one as well. I'll use my masking tape to close the second one. So after closing it, that will be all for the front drafting. So for the back, we are using just a normal pattern, just a normal bodice for the back. So for this particular one, I closed it too much, so I'm trying to adjust it. So after closing it, I'll have to retape it again. So now this is what I have. The next thing that I'm going to do is that I will close my pattern paper. We are going to close the front. We are going to close the front of the pattern paper. If you have been following me all this while, you will notice that I close my pattern a whole lot. It is very easy. This is just the easiest way to get any curve that you want on your body. So just go ahead and close the body. So you may need help because you may not be able to do it alone. Now my girl is helping me to close the pattern paper, and as you are closing, it should not be overlapping each other. The only thing holding the 2 lines together or the 2 pieces together should be your masking tape. So just take your time. It may take time, but just take your time and close your pattern paper. Then I'll also close the other side. After closing this pattern paper, I can now go ahead and trace out the shape of this plunging neckline. So you can see I'm trying to cover it. So now I am done closing those darts, both the bust dart and the center dart. So we are not going to open the bust dart again, but this center dart will still open it. So we are done closing, and you can see how it looks. It is very fitted. It looks so good. It looks as if you have already joined the pad, the busty area, and everything. Now after doing this, the first thing that you are going to do is that you will indicate your midline, the center of this pattern paper. Make sure that you indicate your center. So I am trying to be looking at this style while drafting. So I will label my right and my left. Know your right and know your left. It is very important. So after doing that, I will trim my armhole. After drafting your princess, that you may need to trim the armhole. So now I have my right and my left, and I'll go ahead and indicate the midline. After opening your paper, of course the paper will have a line. Then from the shoulder, I will come down to my chest line. That is 8 inches, 7 inches, is around 8.7. So from there I will start making the first curve. Then from the midline, I will just come out by half an inch. From the center line, just come in by half an inch. You can see that half an inch. Then I am trying to draft the shape of the left side, and this skin net is at the left side. It showed more on the left side of this bustier. So you are going to give it the shape you want. I have carved out this particular one. This is the left side. You can see my center line, and this I came in by half an inch from the center line. It should not be more than 1 inch, half an inch on this side, half an inch on the other side. So for the other one, you will come up by 1 inch above your half length. For the right side, it should be 1 inch above your half length. Then it will also be half an inch beside the center line. You come in by half an inch. Then you continue drafting. You can see the way I am drafting it out now. So just take your time. From that half an inch, you will curve into the 1 inch below the half length, 1 inch below your half length. So this is just the easiest way to get this. I got the left side first. Then after getting the left side, I got the right side. So the skin net will show more on the left side. So after doing this, I am trying to shade where I will cut out on my net. So this particular place that I am shading is the area that I will cut out on my net. So looking at this, you already know where you will cut out on your main fabric and where you will cut out on your net. So after shading that particular part, I will now go ahead and cut out the left side. First of all, this is the left side and this is the right side. Then for this skin net, do not touch it again. This place that you cut out on your skin net, do not touch it again. Just leave it like that. Now this is what I have. I'll go ahead and open these dart lines, because there is no how you cut this particular place out on your fabric like that. You will have to cut them one by one on your fabric, so that when you join, it will give you that cup shape. So you are opening only the center darts. Do not open the side dart. You don't need to open it again. We have closed it on our paper. We have eliminated that side dart. So right now I am done opening this particular side. This one is for the left side. You can see the pieces I have there. I have my center piece and I have the side. So this is looking complicated, right? Do not worry. Just take your time and organize it very well. Open the dart lines, because you are still going to cut out your pad and all that. So now I am trying to cut out each piece on my Ankara fabric. You can see how I'm placing it, and you add half an inch round all those dart lines. It is very important. Add half an inch round all those dart lines. This one is for the left side, right? That one is set. So I'm trying to cut out the ones that I will be sewing. I'll be cutting out on my Ankara. So these ones I'm cutting now are the ones that I will cut out on my Ankara, and I'm cutting them on my Ankara already. So as you are cutting, anywhere that you will join, you will have to add half an inch to it. You don't need to add half an inch to the side, because I've already added my seam allowance to the side. You understand? So anywhere you know you will join the net or you will join your darts, you will add half an inch. You can see I'm adding half an inch round all my dart lines. So I'll cut out the center pieces, and I'm adding half an inch around where I will attach my yoke, and around my dart line. This one is one of the center pieces, and not your underbust. Not your underbust. It is underbust. It is very important. Now this is the yoke area. It is remaining one piece of the right side. I'll also go ahead and cut out this one piece. We add half an inch around where I will attach to the yoke, and I'll also add half an inch around where I will join my dart line. And after cutting out, please do not forget to knot your underbust. It is very important. I'm always saying it, so that when you are cutting out your pad, you know where your pad will stop at. So you can see what I have here. I am done with the Ankara. So this is the net. check where the stretchy part of this net is and avoid it. Do not use the stretchy part of the net. So I doubled my net. If you are cutting out the skin net, you should double your net, double it so that it can withstand stress. Then I will cut out, and when cutting out, I will add half an inch round all those places that I will attach to the Ankara parts. It is very important. You can see that I am adding half an inch seam allowance around the areas that I will attach to the right and to the left side. So this one is my yoke now, and I am done cutting out. I'm done cutting out the main fabric, and I'm done cutting out the skin net. You know, if you are using a skin net, you replace this particular part with your skin net. Now I'll go ahead and cut out the lining for all of them. Just cut out the lining for all of them one by one. This is just an illustration, but if you are sewing it for yourself, add interface to all of them, both the main fabric and the lining. It will give you strength. So this is the back. I am done. The back is just a normal back bodice. So now this is the skin net. I am done joining the both of them together. I've doubled the skin net. So these are my lining pieces. You can see how I am placing them. You will cut out a lining for all of them. And if you are making it for yourself, please do not forget to add an interface to your lining. It is really important. Add interface to your lining. So you can see the Ankara pieces, they are set, and these are the lining pieces. I'll go ahead and join my lining pieces. Arrange them first, then join, so that you not make any mistake. Now this is for the pad or the wadding. I will cut out the pad for all the Ankara pieces. If you're using a sequence or a lace, you should know that this pad will be on the lace pieces. That's why I said you should notch your under bust, because you can see that all my darts are stopping, all my pad pieces are stopping at the under bust. They are stopping at the under bust. So this one is the center piece for the right side. I'll also go ahead and cut out the pad for this side. So after cutting out this part, what I will do is that I will reduce half an inch around all the areas where that skin net will cross. Any area where you know you will join your skin net, you reduce your pad by half an inch around there, so that when you are turning it with your lining, it will not be too thick for you. So this is what I'm talking about. I will go ahead and I will reduce half an inch around all the areas that this skin net will cross. Like this part now, I reduced half an inch there because I know my skin net will pass there. Then for this curved part also, I will go ahead and reduce half an inch because I know that my skin net will cross there when joining it, so that it will not be too difficult for me. Now I'll go ahead and use my iron to gum them to the fabric. So after that, this is what I have attached my wadding to all my pieces. So after doing this, we are going to join them. The way I placed it now, it will be easy to join. So now I am done joining. I have not notched, I have not ironed. So after joining, just go ahead and notch all the areas and then iron. It is really important. Notch and iron. It is very, very important, so that this your bust area will be fine. Then I'll go ahead and notch. You can see that I am notching. After notching, I iron very well. If you want to attach a bra cup to this bustier, you can also attach a bra cup to it. I hope you understand. So right now, I will go ahead and repeat the same thing on my lining. You will notch and you will iron your lining. Now it is time to also join the yoke. I'll take you guys to my sewing machine so that you can see the yoke. This is the back part. I turned it. I did not turn the neckline because this particular bustier has a turtleneck. So do not turn your neckline. Just run a stitch on your neckline. I'll go ahead and I will close my zipper allowance. Do not turn the neckline. You add turtleneck to it. So I have closed my zipper allowance. You can add your darts. I am just making an illustration. So now these are the front pieces. I am done ironing. It is time for the yoke. I will attach this particular yoke first of all. So I have joined the left yoke. You can see what it is looking like. It is taking shape already. I am done joining the front, the right side. I'll go ahead and join the left side. We'll just run a stitch half an inch. Now this is what we have. For the turning, I'll take you guys to my sewing machine so they can see how I turned this particular areas with their lining. So this is the lining, right? And we joined the lining exactly the same way we joined the main fabric. So if you're making it for yourself, remember that I said that you should add an interface to your own, please. So you can see I have placed them. I joined the lining exactly the way I joined the main fabric. Now it is time to turn. So I'll start from the left side. First of all, this is the left side. I'll go ahead and flip it so that I'll be seeing the seam allowance. Then I'll place it on the seam allowance. Then we'll go and join. Now on my sewing machine, the skin nets will be in between your lining and the main fabric. Then you go ahead and sew. So as you are sewing, please take it gently so that you will not sew on the main net. Please maintain your 1/2 inch seam allowance. This is really important. So when you get to this curved area, you need to be very careful also so that you will not sew on your net. It is really important. So I'll continue. And when I get to the armhole side, I will stop at that armhole side. Then when you stop there, you will notch first of all, and you will top stitch before joining the side, before closing the side. So I am approaching the left side of this bustier. So after doing that, I will go ahead and notch. This is a curved area. You go ahead and notch, and after notching, you will open up and top stitch. You open up and you will top stitch. Top stitch on the lining. It may take time, but just do it gradually. You top stitch on the lining, and after top stitching on the lining, you can now go ahead and close the side. So this curved area may be hard for you. Just make sure that you are spreading it very well, and you will top stitch. Then after top stitching, you can now close the side. This is the side seam, right? You are going to close the side. So after closing the side, you will turn. So if I turn, you can see that I have successfully closed this particular area, and it is looking very fine. And top stitching also helped me. Now I'll place my lining on the other side. The lining will be on top of the skin net. Your skin net will be in between your lining and your main fabric. Now I will start from the neckline. From the neckline, I will sew down to the curved area around the under bust, and I will join. So after doing that, you will also notch. After notching, you will top stitch. Then after top stitching, you will close the side. I'm done top stitching. Now I am closing the side, and after closing the side, I will turn it out. So this is what I have. It is looking so fine already. I'll go ahead and iron. Ironing is really important, so just iron all the areas where you turned. After ironing, you can now join the top. You can now join the front and the back together. You can close them at the shoulder. You take your body measurements. So now I am done. I'll go ahead and trim my half length. Just trim your half length, trim your armhole, and after trimming your armhole, you open up your zipper allowance and then measure your round neck. So I am done doing that. I'll open up my zipper allowance and I'll measure my round neck for my turtleneck. So I have a detailed turtleneck video also on my a very detailed turtleneck. So for the sake of my fabric, I'm running short of fabric already. I had to just cut a straight piece for my turtleneck and I fixed it. So at the end of the day, this is what we have, and I hope that this is beautiful, and I hope that the tutorial is helpful also. Our reception dress class will start tomorrow. If you want to join, just drop a comment in the comment section and I will direct you on how to join. So do not forget to click on the notification bell and click on the subscribe button so that anytime I upload a new video, you will be notified. We have many online courses as well, a lot of online courses. If you want to register, you can also notify me. Thank you all, and see you all in my next video. Bye.